So this video is the start of what I would categorize as a mini-series in which I dissect the mechanics of seduction and all seducers that use beauty and exercise beauty with skill. So today we're going to dive into my theory of indifference and its relationship to beauty and seduction. And I've mentioned this before, indifference is extremely important. It's not just a facet for being ethereal. It is the cornerstone for all first-rate seductions and beautiful people. Being ethereal means forming an impression, becoming an idea, and not necessarily about using your physical presence. And I stated that in my last video. So indifference, to put it simply, is just not caring what other people think of you. Now, indifference is often conflated with selfishness, but the indifferent person differentiates themselves from a selfish person because they evoke charisma. So indifferent people are not commonly big on exposing themselves. They don't ask for permission, they don't ask for advice, and they certainly don't need to prove anything to anybody. They are self-guided, self-sufficient people. So because the indifferent man or woman plays by their own rules, lives in their own world, any semblance of themselves that seep into the external world becomes something to obsess over. And so this kind of what I call the 10% of themselves that they allow you to see is all they really need to show in order to be appointed to this sacred status. Now, when you look at the title, it says presence and absence. And that's very important because there are three meanings that I kind of assigned to that phrase. And so the first is pretty obvious. It's just that whenever you leave the room, people cannot stop thinking about you. They can't stop obsessing over you. The second one is that a piece of you, the idea that I've been talking about, remains in someone's mind. Maybe it's a teeny bit of the truth, but the rest of you is completely and totally imagined by a person. And so you're this tiny piece of you, this tiny piece of truth is kind of a small tugboat in an ocean of complete misconceptions about you that this person has. And above all, the most important meaning that I attribute to this phrase, an indifferent person may be here on earth, and they have an undeniable body, but their beauty transcends the physical realm completely. An indifferent person never seems to have both feet firmly on the ground, and their stability lies in pure consciousness, pure experience, and pure essence. And they don't need your earth. They don't need stars. They don't need all this. You know, they're far, far past that. They've transcended that. Now, the most underrated, overlooked advice that you'll ever get in a dating section of a magazine or a Cosmo is that you need to let the other person think it's their idea. That is a very, very important principle in all seductions, I would say. Basically, being indifferent means that you leave almost everything up to the other person's imagination. Almost everything, 10% to 90%. And so you don't give too many details. You don't finish the puzzle. They have to fill it in for you. They have to make it up in their head. They will tailor you to their ideals, and then they'll recreate you as their own personalized object of desire. You are an idea with a form that totally belies you. Who you are underneath is not the focus in a seduction whatsoever. It's your performance, it's your act, it's who you are on the outside, what you present yourself to be. Not necessarily physically, but like I said, the performance, the act, your costume, your disguise. And basically, you are a monument to all of your best and most alluring qualities. How you were built is of little interest to your admirer. Now, I'm just gonna cut off of my obviously scripted video and talk about something that is a bit eerie to me in relation to all this, and it has to do with neuroscience. Now, this kind of filling in that I was talking about how you have this 10% of you that's true and alluring and your best qualities, and then you let the other person fill it in and make a kind of perfected and totally wrong version of you, a kind of saint-like version of you in their head. This filling in is something that our brains do all the time. And in neuroscience, there have been studies where they have looked into what our brain does in the blind spot of our eyes. And they have done studies where they show people a half circle, and then they ask the person to turn their head so that the invisible half, the half that isn't there, they ask them to turn their head and put that half in their blind spot. And the eyes, the brain literally fills in the rest of the circle. The brain literally makes it up. It's not there. The circle is not full. It is half. But the brain still fills it in. It's literally what they call it, filling in. I just think that's really interesting because it's kind of like we are wired for seduction. It's like we're wired to fall for that indifferent man or woman. We're wired to fall for lies. We want to fill in. We want to amend and change and perfect and refine things to be better than they are. And so basically, you give 10%, and then the other 90% is just warped truth and ugliness that has been excused. So to be ethereal is to be indifferent. They are synonymous with one another. Ethereal is commonly understood as light and airy and heavenly, forest nymph or something like that. But ethereal is so much more than that. And I really try to get that across in my videos. The term ethereal comes from the word ether, and ether is talking about the highest regions of space. You are of the sky, of the upper echelons of the sky of space. You are a resident of that place. And so basically, when you master indifference, when you master the art of not caring what people think of you, you then are able to only give so much of yourself to others. They do what they want with the rest. And you have to not care enough to allow them to do that, good or bad. It's usually good. So to be indifferent, to be ethereal, is to float. To surpass all this, to surpass what's real. You're from a different world, another dimension, and you elevate yourself above Earth and the world and its cruel gravity. To be indifferent is to relieve yourself of the suffering that it is to be a human in the dirt. Basically, an idea. The highest forms of art are the most abstracted ideas. That is what you need to be. You need to be something so thin, so incomprehensible. You need to be something that can't be pinned down, that can't be easily categorized, that can't be easily guessed. While other people are weighed down by society's ideas and perceptions of them, you are not. And that is why you float. That's why you ascend. There's a reason why angels have wings. Yeah. All right, that's all I have to say about that. This is the first episode of this new series that is just how to be ethereal. This was kind of my in-depth analysis on indifference. I could go way crazier, but it would be a lot of repeating things. So like and subscribe. Hit the bell. I heard that helps with being able to see my videos and everything on time. And I will see you guys next time.